All right, I'm hoping that this is dry enough that a guy can maybe put the wheel back on, and then we would have this back up on 4 wheels like it's supposed to be. So that's what we're gonna do right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. This is the 1550, which we just went ahead and demounted this tire and cleaned up and painted the rim, put a new tube in it so that it does not have fluid in it anymore. It is still aired up overnight. We took it off so that we could go ahead and replace the axle seal. We did that. We got this cleaned up and painted and all bolted down tight. So I believe we're ready to put the wheel back on. I do have to go get some carriage bolts so that we can put the wheel weight back on. These, they ain't worth fooling with, see? So we're gonna try to just do that. So that weight's probably not gonna go on there tonight, but at least if we have the wheel back on, there's no chance of this falling to the ground and making it very much more difficult for me. So that's our main goal of this video, and then maybe a couple other small projects if we can make that happen. So let's get to it. All right, so step one, I suppose, making sure that you can see, but it's going to be taking the lug nuts or wheel bolts, lug bolts, I don't know what you want to call them, taking them off so we can put the wheel on. And I am assuming that I will be having to jack this up a little bit more to have it be where we need it, but time will tell. Daylight is fleeing. It is leaving us fast, unfortunately, thanks to our good friend, not the daylight savings time, which I would just as soon we do away with, because it is very unhandy when you work doing something and then come back home and only have like a half an hour of daylight. Burp. Now if we do this right, we'll scuff everything up and undo all of our hard work. Okay. Boy, that's pretty darn close. See, if I give you this angle of the dangle, it's close, but it ain't no cigar. And that's cool. See if you can get one started. Then you can use your old pal leverage to help you. And if you do it right, you'll knock it off the jack and it will fall over and kill you instantly. Also, second but least favorite choice would be to kill you slowly, which is what this one is trying to do, apparently. Maybe if I let it down a little, famous last words. What to do, what to do. Well, if one was good, 2 is better. So, we're gonna try it. Not at all close like it's supposed to be. See, we're playing tractor. We're playing tractor manually. We're working the wheel. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, baby doll. Let's play. Okay, let's get this going. There you go. Okay, fail number 1. This one's got... Yeah, it is. Put that there. I think we're getting there, friends. Now we got her. Now it'll go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on! All right, I believe we got her. Back up on there. Ain't that sweet? Let's let this down to the ground. And then it'll run us over, see? Can we get down there? Come on. Well, we're fat, so. All right. So that's good. That side's done. Now, we have two more potential projects, and I'm not sure how good it's gonna go for us. And either way, I suppose what we need to do is let this mower down. And that would be in the form of a power takeoff shield and those blocks. However, the blocks, I did not get the back side of them painted. So do I want to tackle that? Let's say we let this down and work on the PTO shield first. Oh, did I not? Aw, seriously? Okay, good. That jack stand isn't bearing any weight. I didn't want it to be half up on the whatchamacallit. Let's see if we can fire this sucker up. Run ourselves over. No, I would rather just let the mower down, but if we run ourselves over, that's fine. We've lived. Just take what we get. Come on back. Now, of course, we're gonna choke it. It's winter. Yeah, see, I really wanted to change the distributor on this to eliminate some of that nonsense starting, but I used it, so I'm gonna have to get another one. Oh, sweet, I think that worked out just exactly like I wanted. That don't happen often. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. When I set the old mower down, it spaced it away from there so we can get the blocks in. Sweet. I was thinking that we were gonna have to do prying and getting the arm off. I don't know. We're getting it, that's what I'm saying. I did that. There we go. But I think our first order of business is gonna be cleaning. And yeah, I also noticed this the other day. That's gonna need attention soon. It's broke, and it's gonna just keep tearing until it tears it all the way off, but we'll get that. So those holes look pretty full of crap. So we're not even going to, I forgot English there for a second. I think they are they 3/8 or 5/16? But what we're gonna do is clean those holes out with a tap. The bottom two bolts, someone again was thinking, and they put that back in the hole. So those holes should be clean. But I'm thinking this whole area could use a little bit of cleaning. So I might work on that first, and then we'll get to this shield. So give me a little bit, and I'll see what we come back to. Well, friends, around here, all roads lead to sadness. I found somebody's previous war wound here, where obviously they have broken this cover, and then they covered it with JB Weld or something to try to fix it. So do you think I'm gonna fix it? I doubt it. For now, I think I'm just gonna clean her up and go again. Really, there should not be any oil inside this housing because this is a dry clutch. That's the whole point of why our PTO shield didn't fit. This is basically like the 3-digit style PTO like you'd find in an 880. I think even the Super 88 used this similar style thing with the bolts, you know. The 771 is a little different maybe, or 77 one. The old style, what I'm saying, Fleet Lines didn't have that bolt set up on the outside. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd clean it up first before we did this. And I don't know, usually when you see these wounded shields, it's because of the top link slamming down into the covers, but in this case I think it looks like maybe the PTO shaft came loose and flipped up and busted something, or you know, it's hard to say what took place because dairy farm problems, you know, that stuff happens. Not saying that dairy farmers are abusing stuff, it's just that dairy farm stuff is used so much more than everybody else's, you know. When you're feeding every day and multiple loads a day and whatever, stuff racks up the hours quick, is what I'm saying. And your time is full, you know, doing stuff, so you don't have it's not like they're sitting around with nothing to do and they could be doing all this maintenance, because they're busy all the time. You got animals, that pretty well runs your life, and you can't go nowhere or do nothing. And dairy animals are even worse, because twice a day you know where you're gonna be, out there pulling on a cow. Oh man, how far do we go? I think I'm about as far as I want to go. I don't know. Yeah, okay, well, like I said, we're going to keep on cleaning and we'll see how far we get. All right, well, we're moving along here as per usual. It's going. We just have to do our thing. These are not really that dirty, so I don't know if I would have had to, but if I hadn't, I would have. You know what I mean? Like, that's how life works. If you do it, it doesn't need done. If you don't do it, you would never got it done without it. So put that on your t-shirt. Come on. You're getting out of there. I can't hardly sit like this though. All crunched up. Just put one leg over. Like we're riding a horsey. Alright. 5% battery? Well, we aren't gonna make it. I'm gonna be switching batteries. And then when I go in and do that, then the daylight will run out. Just you watch. Oh, I thought of something else too. I also got a bracket for this, for hydraulic things, but I bet these bolts ain't long enough. So another failure on our part. We can figure it out. All right, new battery, check. Bad decisions, check. PTO shield, check. I think we got everything we need to try to make this happen. I really don't know where to put you that you're gonna get a good view of this nonsense. I mean, who wants to watch a guy put a power takeoff shield on a tractor? I guess you. Probably because Rudolph isn't on yet, you know. Got a few more weeks before that takes place. So we're gonna start these two, I suppose, in our freshly tapped out holes, which I can't even see now. All right, so I am slowly losing my cool here, as this just ain't wanting to play the correct version of ball that I like to play, which is let's work. I should have known better, because this is an aftermarket shield, and it's probably not tweaked just exactly the way that life would like it to be. So do I just tighten it and hope that it draws some of that together better? I hope. But once again, like I said, daylight is a fading. So we're just about done here, because I ain't gonna get any more. I mean, before you can't see, then it's pointless. Like a pencil that's never been sharpened. Pointless. It's very close. Not at all. Not at all. See, what we're gonna do is we're going to have it all scuffed up again by the time we're done. That way, all of our work was for nothing. Okay, well, I think we're gonna call it a day, because this just ain't going. I mean, I'm working twice as hard for no results. Buddy, it's the next day, if you didn't guess. I guess I can show you. I just took delivery of this rubber hay ring that I ordered, and it's supposed to be magical and last forever. Everyone that I talked to said they were great, and the store people told Dad that it had a 100-year warranty, so we'll see about that. I went in to get this about a month ago, and they didn't have one at the local store, so they had one at a neighboring store, which was maybe 30-40 minutes away, and I thought, you know, maybe they could transfer it up here. It was like asking them to speak Chinese. They had no idea of what to do. They finally said, well, we could get that one from Madison for $800 shipping. And I said, you're nuts. I said, I don't want that. I said, just get me one the next time you order me one. And they're like, well, this comes on a special truck. We can't. I said, that's fine. Just order it. And when the special truck comes, it can bring one for me, you know, save it for me and whatever. And it took 4 or 5 employees before we finally got on the same page. And like I said, it's been about a month ago, and it's finally showed up. So that's not too bad. I think it was $349. They actually price matched it because the internet price was $339. So anyway, we're gonna try it and see if that don't last a little bit better. The other ones always rust off, and then, you know, like the weld points and stuff fail, and probably because a guy moves it with his loader tractor instead of, you know, the correct way by hand. But it's worth a try. We'll put that together and see how they like it. I'm sure they'll find a way to destroy it, and we'll test out that 100-year warranty. Back to this though. It's raining, so why not work in the rain, you know? I went to the hardware store. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. I think in the last video clips I had, we were to the point of frustration with this shield, but I managed to get it. I had to bend it, actually drill out those tabs a little bit to get it to fit, because they didn't get them welded just perfect. So there's that. Other pieces I want to put on. I've had this hydraulic coupler bracket for a good while riding around in the toolbox. I'm pretty bad about, the tractor's missing something, I find the parts and then I just throw them in the toolbox or to the side and never seem to get them put on. So I went to the hardware store this morning, got longer bolts. I want to put that bracket on there so that I can have my remotes, one on each side, correctly, and I get a couple more of those Pioneer hose brackets and appropriate ends to do all that. This tractor still has the Aeroquip ends on that one side. And I would leave some of them on just for the interesting sake, but I don't have any more of those tips anymore. I don't know what happened to them. I used to have some, and so they do not do well though coupling under pressure. So the Pioneer 8250s are much better for that. So anyway, my goal here is to eliminate that rickety homemade bracket thing. I've got a couple more of those Pioneer style things I can you know, swap out and then have that the way it's supposed to be. One thing I'm not certain of, looking at this, if indeed that was the factory location for the hydroelectric plug mounted to this bracket, I suppose that would make sense. The Pioneer style ones, it like bolts to the side of the coupler bracket, but that looks like that could be the way it was. So anyway, we'll sort that out later, but our big goal now is I want to get this put on here. So hopefully we can do this in such a way that you can actually get some viewing of what's happening. But the easiest way to do this, I think, is going to be to take this draft control linkage piece off the bottom so that I can actually get the bolts out, because it's not going to play nice. Maybe I can just loosen it. Oh, I think I can. I think if I do that, it will pull it enough that a guy can get her out of there. Oh, it's this one. Come on. I'm wondering if I should put one in before taking this one out so that I don't lose. I don't think I will. I'm worried that the hitch with the mower hanging on it might pull it out of whack and then I won't get it started, but it seems like it just came loose pretty good. So I had my old bolt set aside to take it with me this morning and then I forgot it, so I just guessed. I'm hoping I guessed correctly. I think what I got will work based on how long that bolt was just now. But this is the type of deal that we put on Freddie the other day, and I said I didn't know about if I wanted it on there that way or not. I think my dream of sadness just came true. I think the hitch, while we were standing here talking, has pulled itself out of whack, which is not what I wanted. Maybe I'm wrong on that. These also seem way too long now. There we go. Maybe I gotta go back to the hardware store. I bet I do. I guessed way wrong. I wanted them long enough that they actually had some meat in them, but I'm thinking they got too much meat now. We might just barely squeak by, maybe. Let's see. I'm betting we'll get almost tight and then it won't go. That's what's gonna happen. I have a feeling. Yep. Shoot. Well, that looks like foiled again at my own game. I'll have to look and see if I got... That one will be long enough on its own. But the other one was not. The other one I was not satisfied with it. That's why I went and got new bolts. You even watching. This isn't really fascinating, I know. But if you want a video every day, sometimes you're gonna get B-roll footage, I guess is what I'm saying. Just not a lot you can do about that. Okay, let's loosen that a little bit. So this is free. And we'll try to find us a comparable bolt here. Would be a mate to the one we just used. Should have got a 1/2 inch shorter. And then again, I bet it's one of those situations where what I needed was like a 3/4 length. And they don't usually have that on hand at the old hardware store. See, this bolt's going to be too short, I think. We would only have like a couple threads started. That's what I want to avoid. So I'm going to try to find me something in between these two, and that's what we'll go with. All right, well, once again, I should have just checked on hand before ever going to the store, because I had it, exactly what I needed. So if you do a good job hooking up stuff inappropriately, you can shear all 4 of these bolts off at once. Don't ask me how I know that. I think the bottom ones are tight. Yeah, they seem like they are. Got a little on that one. Now, I suppose we better tighten up the old draft control linkage again. We didn't do that. Pull that back down more, see guys. Got that one. Yeah. All right. Another project off my list. So that's ready to go. We'll tackle plumbing and hoses and ends and all that at some other point. But, because I'm wondering if, which set of hoses is it that's coming from the other side? It is the ones to these couplers, the old style. And people always ask why the Oliver hoses were so long. Originally they were looped around the axle and came up here with the idea that if you had the frame mounted front cultivator, you could take the ends out of the holder and pull them up to the front and plug them into your cultivator without a lot of extra hassle, hoses or whatnot. So that's why, but a lot of times they just get replaced now with short ones because we don't need that much. I might start doing it again though, just for the fact that that's the way they were. That's silly, but hey, that's life, you know. I do strange things. Okay, what's next on our affair? Well, probably the old wheel weight. That was the final piece that I did not get accomplished, and yeah, I got new bolts for that. However, I'm wondering if I got the right ones on that too, you know. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Lengthwise, I think we're good. I think we got what we need. As long as they go through here. Yep. Okay, so that means now we got to hoist that up there. And the way I did this on the other one was I used the tire tool through one of the other holes and just kind of hoisted her up. I was going to try to put them in the same holes they were in. Actually, could probably be the next the next size bolt square. Is that what the other side was? Maybe that's why I had so much trouble. Let's double check here. No, it's the same. But that's not really what fits in there. It really should be like the next size carriage bolt. Well, we're rolling with her because that's how she goes. I'm not sure how this is going to go with it being slippery now that it's wet outside. Okay, I guess this wasn't the tire tool that I used. Let me get the other one, wherever that may be by now. Is it this one? It was, wasn't it? Okay, well, that's fine. Probably shouldn't have put you right there. I'm gonna lose that. Isn't that a bunch of baloney? I knocked it out enough that. Can I save it? Saved it. Okay. All right, we're not in the right orientation here. Much like school. I'm gonna have that thing plumb destroyed by the time I'm done. Stay put. No. No. Come on. We'll worry about the lock washer later. Let's just get this. Well, will we even accomplish that? If you use some thinking, you can actually do this fairly painlessly. Without a lot of extra lifting. You just have to use some gravity and physics. Have to use that to your advantage. I'm just having a heck of a go. There. Now I just need to tighten her up, which is going to require me getting tool. All right, that's good enough. It'll keep her from flopping. All right, well, we're back where we were when we first started, but in a lot better shape now. We got weights on. We've got a power takeoff shield on now. We've got hydraulic hose bracket bolted on, set up for future project. I just realized that I'm missing that little doodad that holds the top link up. And I'm trying to remember why. Am I missing? This tractor maybe did it not have the top link on it? I don't remember. It might have been missing the top half of the top link, if I recall. And it's also got these bolts. It's got a bolt on that side instead of the pin. So that's some more stuff I can be looking for to put it back together the right way. I probably even have stuff if I just dig through my supply. So, but yeah. Oh, I know what else we can do right quick. That block on the 3-point arm. Freshly painted yesterday. So it should be dry. We've got 17% battery left. Do you think that we'll accomplish this goal? I doubt it. Why? Because it never works out that way. So there needs to be a block and a shim. That is 1/2 inch bolts. So 3/4 wrench. Impact won't fit in there. So yeah, I'm gonna grab the ratcheting wrench. Oh, the things I do for a video, like getting soaking wet outside for no reason. So stupid. What are you thinking? Although now it's raining harder, so we may end up abandoning our project. I don't know. All right, lucky number 13 battery percent. Let's try that. Let's try to not block the view so while we're doing this. Oh, it's gonna be one of those deals where it's almost hand loose, but not quite. All right, here we go. Put that stack of stuff on there. Ah, there we go. Sweet. More pieces on. Now I'm curious if I raise this mower up, if it's gonna bind too tight and destroy something. That's always the next goal. This thing may not start since it's been out in the rain with that original distributor. That was always the issue we had with the old one, the 1650. And it had that Holly distributor. But this one's a sweetheart. Fires right up. Let's unsafely stand between tractor and implement. Everything's going good, it looks like. She's getting tight. I may have to change the sway blocks. It'll go up. It definitely rubs on them. But I think that's fine. That holds it from swaying. Well, anyway, as I was saying before the GoPro cut me off, I think this is what I want. It holds it solid now when it's up in the air, so when you go down the road, it's not slinging it from side to side, because it used to do that, and that was kind of sketchy. So yeah, I think we can live with that. And the only thing left to do really is I got a new pitman stick. We need to put that on this mower, and then it'll be back in commission, and maybe I can go finish one last trimming that I was doing when it broke. So that's the next adventure with this rig, I suppose. But I think we had a successful time, and I'm probably going to call this a video right here. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it, or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.